Hi, I'm going to show you how to use Gravit Designer. So when you get to this window, I'd like you to click on paper size here and choose US letter portrait. This opens up a binder paper piece of digital space where we're going to do a drawing. First up, I ask you to do one of each shape type. So this is the shape type area. Click on this and I want you to draw a line. So just draw a line and then go back to that tool, and notice when you mouse over, like for rectangle here, it shows you a short video where it shows you how to use it. So it shows you selecting it and there you're drawing a rectangle. I mean, this is not a hard tool to use, but for things that are harder, it's really nice to have the help right there. So I'm asking you to draw one of each shape. So I drew a line, I drew a rectangle. I'm now gonna draw an ellipse. And then I wanted a polygon, not that big. I want them just all to be stacked in a row here. So if you would do that, that'd be great. And we're going to draw a triangle. And then we're going to draw a star. Okay, and you can move them so they're kind of stacked like this. Then I asked you to go back and draw a perfect square. So go back to the rectangle tool and this time hold down the shift key and you can draw, when you hold the shift key down when you're drawing a rectangle, it'll draw it as a square. So draw a square like that. And then in the same way, if you draw an ellipse and you hold down the shift key, it draws a perfect circle. So let's draw those. Awesome. And then I asked you to go back to the polygon and change some of the settings. So you can, if you click on the polygon and over here on the right, it says appearance and points, and you can increase the number of points. That's the number of sides. So I just want you to change it from the default, which is 6. I just changed it to 8. I'm going to do the same thing with the star. I'm going to change the star to 12 points. So I typed a 12 in. You can use the slider, or you can type a number in. Let's see, I'm gonna rotate this just because I want to have it be a little different. All right, just a sec. All right, so then next I asked you to use the pen tool, which is right here. The pen tool is interesting. Actually, let's watch the little video. Once you choose the tool, you click and then you let go, and then you click and you let go. And if you double click, it'll end the drawing. But you can also click and drag, and then you can have these curvy shapes. So I'll do a couple of things. So using the pen tool, if I click and then click and then click and then click, and then I'm gonna double click here. I've made a little shape, and it's interesting. You can go back to the select the pointer tool, and you can move. You can resize this thing, or all right. But I'm gonna go back to the pen tool. And this time I'm going to click and drag, and we get this little handle. Now I'm going to click and drag again. We get another handle. This is how you do curves. Click and drag, and then I'm going to double click here. So that'll close it up again. But this one, interesting little shape. You can move those little curvy things and change the curve later. We'll do that on another day. Okay, so you just have to make one thing with the pen tool. I wanted to show you both those types of pen tool things. Then I ask you to use the text tool and type your name. So I'm going to type my name. And back to the selection tool. And then I'm asking you to make a copy of your name. So just click on this, and you can do Control D, or under the edit menu you can say duplicate, and it makes a copy right on top. And then I'm asking you to rotate, flip horizontal, flip vertical, or rotate left, rotate right. I'm going to flip it like this on your name. And then I'm asking you to put the two versions of your name, near each other. So there we go. I got flipped mine like a mirror. And then I ask you to make a new, smaller object. In this case, I'm going to make a rectangle. And then I want you to duplicate it. So I'm going to do Control D, and I'm going to drag the rectangle, just put it below, and then I'm going to do Control D 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now I've got a little stack of these objects. And then I want you to save it. So for saving, you go over here to the File menu, or you can do Control S. I just did Control S, and it brings up this thing. And here's the name down here. I want you to say your name, and then the number 1, because it's our first drawing. And it by default saves it up here on the Gravit website. So it's called My Cloud. That's great. And then I want you to share. So up here on the top right, it says share. And just click copy. And then that's what you're going to turn in on the Google Classroom. So you've been doing this already with Tinkercad. This one's easier. You just say share and turn that in. So hopefully that helps you if you were having trouble with today's assignment. That's what I want you to do. Of course, yours should look different. I did say on there, after you did all these things, if you want to play around with other things, there's some pretty cool options. For example, you can turn on fill for shapes, and you can change the color of the fill, and I mean, there's so many things you can do in this program, and we'll do them on another day. But today, I just wanted you to get started. So, but feel free to play around with other things. Don't wreck what you did for me, but you can do other things in the extra space, and you don't have to delete the extra things as long as I can still see the things I asked for. And then don't forget to save it, and don't forget to share it and turn in the link. All right, thank you.